This really, really significant account of Tamil lives so far across the globe, just a glimpse into some of the incredible diaspora that live throughout the world, living our culture, our values, and sharing our history in their own spheres of life. I know it wouldn't have been easy, many hours, probably hundreds of hours over probably many years, and my connection to you and interaction for this book sprung last year, probably early last year, when Uncle Anna asked if I would be happy to be interviewed. And it happened to be a very busy year as I was leaving the Victorian Parliament, trying to wrap up there as I stepped down late last year to run in this recent federal election. Closing 7 years of time in Victorian Parliament was indeed a very busy time, and there was lots coming and going, and we were trying to find the times to be able to sit down and share stories. Sometimes it happened in the evenings, and I remember one distinct moment when we did an interview, one part of the interview series, when I happened to be on a sitting day in Parliament. It was towards the end of the day. It was the only time that we could find for this next part. And there aren't actually many spaces where you can have some space alone in the Parliament. Your offices, there's lots of people there, often staff in the corridors, in the meeting rooms, and I had to try and find a space where I could have this conversation because it required some thoughtfulness and some space and time to reflect, and I wanted to give it everything that I could. But I found a space in a common sort of staff lunchroom, which is shared by all the party's MPs. And people come and go, come and get a cup of tea and go. Some people stay there to get a bit of work done outside their office. So there's a range of reasons why people are in that space. But I found a corner of that space with my earphones in my ears, and we settled in for this next part of the conversation. I remember wanting to speak in this strange environment in a way, to be telling the story of our history. And I actually think it was quite one of the poignant chapters talking about the riots and our own experience. And I remember wanting to quieten my voice down because there was a lot else happening, and I questioned myself as well about what is it when we want to tell the story of our people and the struggle and the experience that still unfolds before us. What is it that makes us feel a particular way? We all feel a different way when we talk about it. For some people, as been discussed today, it's a very distant past, in fact a past people want to put a lid on. For others, it's a constant living history, it's a present, it's a purpose, and it's unfinished business. And as I was trying to tell the story, I realized it was because I realized it would, when people heard it, it might raise an eyebrow, and it was so different to what everyone else was talking about in this space. And as predicted, as we started talking and getting into it, it was a very interesting conversation. I could just hear it going quieter and quieter around me, as much as I was trying to be quiet, because people were trying to tune in. And I knew at that moment, and I've known it, we all know it, that it is an extraordinary story that our people carry, along with lots of oppressed minority communities across the world. But the way we keep our story and the way we tell our stories are often described for us, or often told for us. Other people tell us what we should do with that story. Keep it away, don't upset people, various ways that we tell the story. And it made me really think about how I tell our own story. So I want to thank Uncle Anna for making us all, everyone who's been interviewed in this book, think about our stories in a whole different way. And once I put the phone down with you, I did have some colleagues and friends come and sit around me saying, can you tell us a little bit more? We just heard a little bit of what you were sharing. What was that for? And it made me tell the story a bit more widely.